is Thursday. Happy Thursday evening. Hope you had a blessed week so far. I can't believe it's Thursday already. How did it get to be Thursday? For those of you that are new to me, I am Ann with Whimsically Knotted. Welcome to my page and welcome to the Whimsy Bunch. That's what I call us here. I like to create vintage, rustic, vintage style, farmhouse, grungy, and sometimes everything in between. It depends on what I am doing, but I like the rustic kind of style. So hop on in, see what's going on, what's happening, what's new, and we do all kinds of different things here. But that's kind of where my heart is. And let me pull us up on my iPad. If you're watching this on replay, please let me know. Say hashtag replay, because I'd love to say hello to you and welcome you in. Thank you for being here. If you wouldn't mind sprinkling this out, sprinkling the whimsy, that's what I call it. Well, my cane hit the button. There we go. So hopefully I'll be able to see comments. I do have my phone backwards so you can read the word that we will have on here, and it'll be the right side for you. I will have to refresh my iPad so that you can see, so that I can see your comments. So bear with me when I do that. We are going to be working on the back side of the Faith Can Move Mountains one. As you can see, this is not as rustic, but normally I like that rustic style. I like that aged look, and I just love the way this turned out. I've added a cross right here and one for the T in Faith, and you could do the same thing with mountains, add a T in there, but I just love the way this turned out. And we created this with the head stencil from Essential Stencils, the new collection. This one is the Faith Moves Mountain stencil. And you can hop over to my YouTube channel to watch the replay on this one. But I just love the way that stencil worked on this oval. And the scenery was that mountain scenery. And I just took parts of it and made it fit on this plaque. So don't be afraid of those hat stencils. You can use them for other things than hats. So we are going to use the Wonder Often. We are just going to use the words. This is another hat stencil. You can easily use the, yeah, you can't see too good if I have you up on the ceiling. You can easily use not just the word, but the floral as well. It fits on here perfectly on the oval. You can put that on a round. Anything that has a curved surface, you can use these stencils on. It does not have to be a hat. And another tip, if you don't know which way that stencil is cut and which way it goes, look at your insert right there. It shows you that the long lavender flowers are to the top. So I know that my stencil has to go this way because that's where the lavender is. So that is one way to know which way your stencil goes. And you can also mark it. Put an F on there for front. The transfers we will be using are out of the Cozy Farmhouse. And look at this lovely truck that is in here. I just love that truck. But there are so many. There's books with glasses, umbrella. I love that candle setting right there. I love that little fence, and you can put all kinds of wording with that. You could put like peace or grace or welcome fall, all kinds of wording with that. And then the other one we will use on the small one is the Wildflower Ghosts. We will use one out of this little guy. And they are amazing as well. But let's get started right here. We are gonna use our white stain. If I don't find it, I should have had it up here. Want to use our white stain as a base like we've done before. I'm going to use my stain sponge and my gloves to get this on. I'm just going to put one glove on. So how's everybody doing this evening? Let me know when you hop on if you have received notifications. I try to come on Mondays and Thursdays at 6:30. Sometimes that does not work all the time due to doctor's appointments and things. So sometimes I might have to change it. But for the most part, I try to do just, I'm going to spritz this a little bit. It is easier to move your stain around if you have it moist. And I'm just doing the white down so that we can use our colors and they will blend easier, and you will have a, do not take your painted hand and put it on the other side. Little tricks. Turn it around here. But using stain, this is water-based Minwax stain, easy to use, has hardly any odor. I'm not going to say it doesn't have any odor. Somebody that is sensitive may feel that there is an odor, but to me, there is no odor. I cannot speak tonight. And it dries really fast, and it's just so much easier than just painting the surface. And I don't know if you can see it, but it raised that grain on that board a lot, so we were gonna have to sand that down. I'm frugal. I save my gloves and reuse them as much as I can. The sponges are from Harbor Freight, and I use them 8 times, 4 in each corner. Sorry for the noise. And back to the notifications. If you're new here, or if you're not getting notifications and you would like to, you can do exclamation mark notify, and you will receive notifications. If Facebook doesn't update, check your notifications and see. You can also point to my finger, point to my nose, and check and see real quick if you are getting notifications, if that setting is on. I'm just going to dry this real quick. I am not seeing comments. Well, that's wonderful. We are flying solo. I can't see comments. So, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you hopping in. Sprinkle out the whimsy. Let folks know that we are creating over here. I have got to unravel this. I keep turning it, and it is so twisted. For the sky, I am going to use slate gray and blue chiffon. Ooh, and I meant to bring a brush up from downstairs. Let's see if this one, no. Another one of these. I'm going to get a 1-inch brush, or 1.5-inch chip brush. And the chip brushes are notorious for losing bristles. It's okay. For the bottom, we are going to use, and these are all Decor Art paints. We're using burlap and milk chocolate. And the reason why I'm using slate gray and the blue chiffon is because this is fall. We're gonna have a fall kind of sky. I am gonna mist it a little bit because that makes my color move. I'm going to have to hold it a little bit because the cross is lifted up a little bit. And I will do the edge. I just don't know what color yet. I am going to bring this down a little bit more. I think that looks like a pretty good fall sky. I'll do one more dot of the slate gray. And again, I'm just going to spritz it. And I hope you can see well. Just let me know if I need to move this down a little bit more. That looks like a pretty good fall sky, don't you think? I am going to wash my brush out because I am going to reuse it for the bottom. Get a towel. And on the bottom, I am going to use the burlap and a little bit of the brown. And then we were going to add a little bit of yellow for the sun. Oh, I didn't want that much brown. Still not seeing comments. I am so sorry, ladies. I am going to turn that around, and I hope I did it the right way. No, I did not do it the right way. My sky is on the bottom. Well, I'll show you how to fix all of this. I forgot that I had washed my brush and didn't dry it off. Alright, tonight is a night of how to fix boo-boos. Thank goodness this is all paint. Alright, I will show you how to fix that. I'll just dry this. I hope you're not having problems finding me. If you do, just let me know. And I'll show you how to fix it, because I had my plaque the wrong way. So where my sky should be was on the bottom. So we will fix this. We will fix it and it will be fun. Everything is fixable. Things happen for a reason. See, there's Faith Can Move Mountains. That's my top. So this should be my top. And while we're drying this, I am going to sand this off a little bit. I hope we get to do the other project, but we'll see. Let me sand that off real quick. This is just 120 grit sandpaper. Let's make sure we lay it the right way. Okay, this is the way it should be. That's where my sky should be. This is where my ground should be. Let's try this again, folks. I cannot see any comments. But it's okay. We got this, ladies. We got this. No worries. Again, I spritzed it a little bit. I'm trying to get as much of that paint out of my brush. And I'm just going very lightly over top. You know what? This sky is even better than the one we had. I'm just gonna brush this back off. I'm gonna use the same one, and we're gonna do our bottom. We're gonna add a little bit of brown. We're also gonna add a little bit of green in, and I'll do that here in a little bit. I keep knocking my paints over. Okay, we're going to need a horizon line, so I am going to try that. Looks like a good horizon line. And I am going to put a little bit of this lush green in here. I'm basically just more or less dry brushing, blending it. And I will get a new brush. We're going to add a little bit of that yellow in the top. About about right here. And it will be our evening sun. Trying to get the bristles out, but they don't want to come out, so I'm just going to leave them. Going to add a little bit more because I'm going to make this come down a little bit more. If it's not moving enough, add a little water. I like that. Add a little bit of drop of water. Try this again. And as soon as this is dry, we can get those bristles out. It's just chip brushes, lose their bristles. Make it look like there's maybe some flowers or some grasses growing. We got to make sure that this is dry, because we're going to add transfers to this. And while we're letting this dry, we're going to go ahead and paint our next board. And our bristles are gone. And there's our sky. Let's put that to the side for just a second. And we're going to go ahead and paint this one. I didn't stain it. I'm just going to add paint. We could have stained it. One side will have the ghost, and the other side will have a basket with pumpkins. I put all the links for the ovals. They are on sale at the moment at Craft Deals. And the links for all of the stencils I'm using tonight for Essential Stencil in the header. So everything is there that you need. And Craft Deals has a lot of 30% things off, so check that out. And my code works for both Essential Stencil and Craft Deals. I am an ambassador with Essential Stencil, and I am an affiliate with Craft Deals, so check them out, see what's going on. And like I said, these ovals are really good for the head stencils, and they come in all kinds of sizes. That's a 12 by 8, and this is a 6 by 4. And on this one, I'm just going to use the yellow, I think. I might put a little green in there. I just left the other color on here. If it blends, it is okay, because this one is going to be for the basket with the pumpkins. Gotta get the edges. And I will finish the sides later. I am not sure what color I want to do on there yet. Let's see. This is going to be this one. I think I'm going to add a little bit of that green in here. I like that green. It'll make it look like a little fall scape. I like blending colors together. I just spritzed it with a little bit of water, but I took it away from here because I didn't want the water spritzing on there. Let's see, what do we think? I think that would be a cute background. I'm going to leave it more yellow on the top and more brown, more green on the bottom. And then this side will be for our little ghost. I think that would be kind of cute. I could put maybe a little bit of yellow in there for him. Light him up a little bit. Dry this real quick. We could also add a little bit of orange to here if we wanted to, but I think this will look good with the basket. What do you think? Should we add some more yellow back in there? I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to this one. I wanted to blend more, so I'm going to add just a smidge of water. This is too dark for me, so I'm going to add this color back in. Or too yellowy. I just spritzed it real quick. Now we have a little interest on here. I like that for the ghost. That'll be pretty. And I am going to take that color and tone this down. This is just too green for me. So I want to tone this down. I was playing with the colors a little bit. That's too much yellow. I don't want that much. I'm painting myself over here. Apologize for not being able to see comments, but I wanted my phone to be turned around so you guys could see the words correctly, and it's not letting me see comments. Again, we got to make sure that this is good and dry, because when we use it for transfers, we got to make sure that your surface is oil-free, grease-free, wax-free, and dry paint. So this is the side for our basket, and this is the side for our ghost. And we're just going to lay that over here to dry. And this is our, got a little smudge there I don't like. See if I can get that out. It's just a little where the bristle laid. You can also spritz your brush instead of your entire surface. Yeah, I like that better. I like that much better. Our word wander often is going to the bottom. And I will put that on first. And I am just eyeballing the middle. The F is almost at the bottom. And I'm just looking to see if I have the same distance, and it looks good to me. Debating on what color I want to do that in. going to use buttermilk. And I forgot to get my coffee filters out, but it's okay. I'm using my favorite 1/2-inch brush. If you are in need of brushes, check out Essential Stencil. They've got amazing brushes. They have a 4-pack of dome brushes and stencil brushes. These are the stencil brushes. You load them up and then you offload them. You want a fairly dry brush. And then you do some light swirling motion. I always hold onto my stencil, even if I have taped it down. Swirl right, swirl left. Get in all those little nooks and crannies. Reload if you need to. And go over your stencil one way and then the other way. Go back over it, make sure that you got all the little nooks and crannies. Again, I like the chippy, the rustic, the imperfection. I don't have any problems with that. So to me, if there is a little mishap, I'm okay with that. And again, this came out of the Wonder Often stencils, the head stencil set. And these are the transfers I'm going to use. We're going to use that bicycle because you're wondering, so you wonder. We'll wonder often. This is the way I'm going to lay it out, and then I've got a little pile of leaves, and I'm going to put that pile of leaves right there. So I kind of know where I want this pile of leaves. I'm rubbing it in my hand. And that's why I chose the colors that I did, because they coordinate with my background. That's how I pick my colors. And hop over to Essential Stencil and see what all they have on sale. All the bundle deals that they have. The new hat collection. I think until June 1st, the bundles for the hat collection are 25% off. And there are two of my favorites is Faith Moves Mountains, and the other one of my absolute favorite is Amazing Grace. And if you've missed any of the videos, you can hop over to my YouTube channel and check them out there. Because I've done a black cowgirl hat with the Amazing Grace. I've done a ball cap with two different ones. We done the Faith Can Move Mountains on the back side of this. I'm just looking to see, and if you're new to transfers, transfers has three parts. The backer sheet with the shiny side that the transfer is on, the clear side that you can, the carrier sheet that you can touch, and then the printed side that your design is on, and if you touch that, it'll come off on your hands. So make sure you leave enough room that you can easily touch without getting the transfer on you. And then what I do is I hover over it to see where I want my design to be. And when I am happy with where it is, I kind of like it there, I'll just lay it down and go from one side to the other, or I lay it down and go from the middle out. Either way. And I just rub it in all the way over. And let's go ahead and add this one. And you know, with this one having the directional signs on here, you could even add, if your handwriting is good, you could even add directions on here. You could put pumpkin patch. You could put fall fest. There's lots of different things you could write on there. You can write a town's name. Lots of ideas. And if your transfer is not transferring well, if you feel resistance, go ahead and lay it back down and rub some more. That means it has not transferred yet to your wood. Transfers can be used on almost anything. You can use it on fabric. It's not washable. It'll come off, but if you have like a label that you want to put on something, you can put it on a piece of cloth. You can put it on tin. You could put it on metal. You could put it on galvanized metal. You could put it on plastic. You could put it on glass. If you put it on glass or galvanized metal or a tin can, make sure that you use rubbing alcohol to clean the surface, to make sure that it is free of oils and grease, even oils from your hands. I'm going to turn it around so that I can start from this other spot. And see, now you understand why I put the yellow back behind there. It's like the sun is almost setting on a beautiful fall day. The sky is not really blue, it's more of a gray blue. And I always say my pieces tell a story. You can think, where is this person going? Where are they heading to? Are they heading to Grandma's house? Or maybe it is, my mom still rode a bicycle, I want to say, way into her 60s. In Germany, a lot of older folks are riding bicycles. It's not uncommon to see them on a bicycle. And, you know, so is she bringing over some goodies? Where is she going? Or is it a child bringing pumpkins from the market to the parent? You can tell your own story and wander often. Explore the outdoors. have fun, enjoy. Now jump in the leaves. We've got some leaves there. We could probably put another puddle of leaves there. Just think about what story your picture can tell. Or does it remind you of a time that you had with your grandparents or your family on a when you went to a maze or fall festival, to a pumpkin patch? My little pedal for my bicycle does not want to transfer down. There it goes. So sometimes you just have to pay a little extra attention to those small details. I said, don't be in a hurry when you transfer stencils down. Just take your time. If you feel resistance, just lay it back down and rub it in some more. Sometimes in small areas, I use my fingernail to help it adhere. I always try to come from the outsides in. That way I know that everything is adhered well and I will not lose something, because if you get to the end and you just have this little bit of leaf, and if you don't watch it, everything else is already down and it pops up, then sometimes you can lose a little bit, but it's okay. If you do it that way and that happens, just lay it back down and rub the rest in. But sometimes it is not as easy to line back up, so I try to keep my hand down and make sure that it stays until I am sure that everything has transferred well. See, I am in this last part right here. I'm going to put my hand down and hold it like this so that I am sure that everything has transferred before I pick this up. See, everything is down. Just rub it in. This is what we have so far. Hope you're enjoying it. Tell me what you're crafting on, or what are you creating? What are you working on? Are you working on fall? Are you already creating for Halloween? I know Essential Stencil released halfway to Halloween. Restock favorites. Are you getting ready for some vendor fairs, craft markets? I'm not doing vendor markets and craft fairs. If I'm doing, there's one big one that I do, excuse me, sorry, in November. It's a 2-day one. It is close by. That way, if something happens with my hubby, I can come back home. Or now I'm probably just going to ask my daughter-in-law if he can hang out with them until I'm done, and I'll pick him back up. But that's why I am not doing street fests and vendor markets, stuff like that anymore. It is also hard to do on your body when you get older. And for those of you that may not know, I have a website, Whimsically Knotted, and all of the items that I create are, most of them, I'm going to keep my cowgirl hat, but most of the items that I create are for sale. They are available, and you can find them on my website. So everything that I create will be posted there. Just give it a week or so, because I normally have it posted. I have a wonderful lady that takes care of the posting for me, and Miss Shar will post it on a weekly basis. That way I'll send everything to her all at one time. So, but if there is something that you're interested in, message me, let me know, send me a private message. Private message is easier for me to see, and it will not get lost in comments, because I have had Facebook hide comments from me before. So message is always better, you know, also text or email. But if there's something that you're interested in, just let me know. I also create custom pieces, so if there is something that you're interested in having created, let me know that too. Does that not look beautiful? So we have Faith Can Move Mountains on one side with the hat stencil. And then we have Wonder Often, and that is from the hat stencil as well. And this is from the Cozy Farmhouse. And I am going over it, over all of it with my sanding sponge. And I think the color was perfect. The cream color for the Wonder Often. Look at that, is that just not cute? And you can take your brush and do a couple of sprigs of grasses coming up. You can add a little bit of ground under here for the bicycle, so that you can see that it is standing on something. And I am probably going to do a neutral color. I might use the burlap, because we have burlap in both of the sides, so that's probably what I use. But here's this one again. And I love these transfers, so easy to use. And now we're just gonna real quick do this one, and then we will be done. Make sure you hop over to the Essential Stencil page. Check out what's today? Thursday. Tammy will not be on tonight. I am not sure who's filling in. Maybe it will be Miss Cindy. I'm not sure. And again, these surfaces are from make sure I put the right thing on the right side. These surfaces are from oh my Lord, Craft Deals. My brain was not working with me. And I've put the link in the header. And I thought this would be just beautiful as a little shelf sitter or a leaner. You can also put a little eye hook on here. That's going to do with this big one. I'm going to add an eye hook to it. I mean, this one's going to get two to hang it, but you can also put an eye hook in here and put a piece of jute and hang it, or a little ribbon. But what a cute little leaner shelf sitter for the fall season. And you can even display these two together. I love double-sided signs. Most of mine are double-sided. I just feel that you'll get more for the money. And you have more decorating opportunities. And I just think it will just give you a little, you know, you can also use these as coasters. You can coat them with bright tone and make a coaster out of that. These are really nice size. These are 6x4. And they are on sale right now at Craft Deals for 30% off. There is a lot on Craft Deals site that is 30% off at the moment. So check it out. And again, you can use my code WK21. And save at checkout. Same with Essential Stencil. WK21 will save you there as well. I like pacing on the discounts. If you're watching on replay, please let me know. If you had any issues with the feed, please let me know so that I can find out what the issue was and have that corrected. If you would like notifications, exclamation mark notify. Let's see. I think that is about it. I already mentioned the code, and that is in the header as well. The links and the codes code is in there. Here's this one. I think that turned out pretty, and I love that background. That is a beautiful blended background. Real easy, real simple. I mean, you saw me how quickly I added that on there. And then we're going to add that cute little ghost. And this one is from the Wildflower Ghost. They're all ghosts on there, and they're adorable. This one is a little bit too tall, so I am just going to lay this on here the best way. We'll lose a little bit on the bottom right here. And we'll lose a little bit on the top. If I can save that flower right here. This one I'm going to reuse it. If I save that, I will reuse that as well. I always like saving and reusing something if I can. But how adorable is this little guy? And again, when you add something that has little small lines like this has, like the antenna on insects or flower stems, Make sure that you rub over them really good so that you will not lose the stem here or there. I always say we don't want to decapitate anybody. And thank you all for hopping on. Thank you for the hearts, the thumbs up, the comments. And please, 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 even if you're watching on replay, comment, comment, comment. You know, that's what Facebook likes. They go by people commenting and interaction, and I would appreciate it if you comment even if you are watching on replay. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's something that you would like to see. I want to know. Let me know what you think about a color. Did you like the choice? Would you have chosen something different? I'm here to inspire, to teach, and to help you gain your confidence, to try different things, to try stencils, to try transfers, to do different backgrounds, to experiment with stains. Got lots more fun things coming. I might add some extra lives here and there, time permitting. They be at different times and days. Come back up from the bottom so that I can get him down here. Make sure all that is set, because we don't want to lose anything on the bottom. If you are new to me, I would invite you to follow me. I would appreciate that. And see, I got a little bit of the flower and a little bit of the greenery, and then some of the bottom. And see, some of it came off on my hand, and I told you that that can happen. And I think I'm gonna try. I'm gonna add that little flower. That little green stem right there. The flower I'm going to add right here. That way it looks like there's at least the indication of a flower. Now we have our little fall basket, and we have our little ghost with his cat friend. And these two can sit together. And you can have that hanging somewhere, and then lean this up next to it. And you can hang it this way. So you have options. You have beautiful two-sided signs. This one. And look at how pretty our backgrounds turned out with just some simple colors. I hope you enjoyed it this evening. I am going to read our little blessing box. It is out of Proverbs 31:25. And it says, she is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. We are studying Proverbs 31 right now in my Soul-Filled Saturday group. So if you're interested in joining that, we are studying that. And this is randomly picked, so the Lord works in a mysterious way. Proverbs 31:25. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. Bloom where you are planted. Bloom where you are planted. And you know, that even goes for wonder often. Bloom where you are planted. Wonder, find your place, enjoy all of God's beauty that He has given you. And remember, faith can move mountains. All right, that was it for this evening. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned something. I hope you will try some of the backgrounds that we have done this evening and use transfers combined with words and stencils. And I'm sorry I did not see comments. Let me know if you had any problems or issues, if there was some kind of hiccup or what happened, so that I can figure out how to fix it if there was an issue. But thank you guys for hopping on. Hop over to Essential Stencil. I don't know who will be on, but they will be on at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. And thank you so much for hopping on. And I'm going to turn this back down. Have a blessed evening.